Alright, so this is week 2 slash, I think this is actually technically week 3 because the first tutorial is week 1, I think.
The Abbey calls to the faithful.
Where are we at? So week 2. Tavern is now unlocked. The Abbey is now unlocked. We're going to go over to our stagecoach and find some new friends. And, alright. We're going to bring all these guys over.
This man is more dangerous.
Tavern. Alright, so Drax needs to chill. He's definitely on chill mode. We're going to put him into drink. I could put the Vestal in here because I am actually going to get a healer. Kind of with Villenard. He is, again, a really bad one in my opinion in terms of quirks. -5 dodge right off the bat for a healer with relatively low health. It's pretty bad. And this guy is also a horrible healer. He is not a healer in the sense of, like this guy's damaged. No, he's a really RNG focused healer who has the chance of causing bleed damage to your team. I normally only bring him when I have a Plague Doctor with medicine herbs, battlefield medicine, because of how, if he does cause my guys to bleed, I can at least heal it with Drake's. But Drake's is bad. I'm probably gonna actually not check into. I'm gonna check Drake's into so that way he has his stress reduced. Nelland, my Vestal, is looking pretty good still. So I'm not gonna actually bring her. I'm not gonna bring Villenard yet. But I am gonna play with my Abomination, which I really like, and Murdoch, which I actually really like those guys. Now, so let's go and embark on a new quest. Alright, now, so we are for sure bringing the Vestal, so I'm going to actually bring the Aboleth and put her in the back line, and let's look at the Aboleth. So he is in preferred position. Slots 1, 2, or 3 are perfect for him. This guy can turn into a werewolf. He is pretty badass, and he has a self-heal, which is really nice, which is good to combo with Villenard and the Oculist, the really bad healer I tell everyone about. It's just because he has that self-heal in case he is doing something. But he had the reason I like him is he has a stun that reaches up to the 3rd spot, and he has a AOE blight effect. It's not as strong as the Plague Doctor, but it's still pretty good. His effects aren't the worst. He has a +2 to speed, so I can usually get that AOE or stun off right away. -10 damage if he's below 8 HP. I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue. And he is he has less stun resistance compared to others though too, but this is actually a pretty good Abomination. We're gonna look at where is Murdoch. He is calm, which isn't that? I mean, -15 damage on the very first round. That sucks because you want to try and kill things as fast as you can. But that just means that I'm gonna like debuff somebody instead. You just have to kind of work around those debuffs. I can't get rid of Kleptomaniac from Reynold yet, so he's going to steal more shit, I'm sure. Alright. So we're going to check to see which of these prizes I could probably utilize the most. I don't have a Hellion, so it doesn't matter. +20 Blight and Bleed resist. Good, but not necessarily. +30 Blight resistance, and +30 Disease resistance. That's an uncommon item. That's pretty good. This is probably actually going to be one of my best ones. So it's a +40% debuff skill chance, which is for the Oculus specifically. So I'm planning on bringing him out next time. So this actually might be a good item. Let's see. I don't have anything that. Oh, we're going to put this on Reynold. Alright, so I'm putting a Bleedstone on. I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but we're going to put a Bleedstone on Dismas because he has that one skill that does allow him to cause bleed. That'll help the chances. And back to the Oculist. We're going to be bringing him out next round, very likely. So let's get this uncommon item, so that way we have him, get him a little buffed. So we're going to do a medium run. I feel like the medium runs are probably the most fun. I don't like doing the long ones because if something goes wrong, you're fucked. Mediums, I feel like are fair because you have one chance to rest. You get firewood, which on consoles I always mess up and click on. So I'm going to put this in. For beginners, I highly recommend move your firewood someplace other than this first slot. That way you don't accidentally waste it. For food, I personally will always bring about this is probably way too much. You could probably get by with like I don't know, probably four more or less food. So you'll have a chance to rest in the middle of the dungeon, and then you can eat food. If you eat the max amount of food available, which I think is usually 8 unless there's a debuff, then your heroes all gain stress reduction, which is main reason why I'll rest. So I typically bring enough food to supply a firewood. So if I'm doing a medium dungeon, I only get 1 firewood, so I always bring at least 8 food to kind of pair with this. And then I just expect at least 3 checks with food. We're doing a medium dungeon run. Again, I think 2 or 3 shovels. I don't think we're going to run it. I don't think we really need 4. Anti-venom, that's blight stuff. Most things in the runes don't cause blight, so I'm not going to bring any of those. Bandages, there's one guy that will cause some bleed. Not that necessary. I really don't think I need it. Medicinal herbs, this prevents debuffs on your hero, so if you guys have a debuff, it's good to use on that. However, I do feel like there's a lot more curios that will get healed with medicinal herbs, so I'm going to actually bring 3. Skeleton key, I'm going to bring at least 1. Holy water, I get 1 by default with the Vestal, I think, so I'm going to just bring 2. Lanium, this helps against horror. There is a couple strong enemies that inflict horror that will consistently stress your heroes out. I still don't bring it. It's too situational, and I don't think there's any curio. I'm sure there's 1 or 2, but I don't know many curios that actually get benefits from that. And torches, so I'm going to bring at least 12. I find this a nice happy number because you'll find sometimes torches in there, and sometimes you'll just run out of space for stuff, and wasting torches comes up pretty often, I feel like. So I'm just going to embark with that.
Pace out the halls.
Right click on image tutorials and see quick. I already know that. Alright. Wow. Alright, so we have no idea where to go. We need to explore 90% of these rooms in order to win this mission, so we're just going to go the long way and go up and around, I think, since I don't have any scouting. Alright, this right here is a decorative urn. So a urn holds ashes of the departed. Let's purge that with some holy water. And, oh, sweet. Because I did that, I actually have a blight. I got a common token. This guy inflicts blight, so we're going to put this little trinket onto him to give him a little bit better chance to do things. So, holy urns equals holy water to get better effects. Now, if I didn't use the holy water, there is a chance of bad things happening with certain curios. So, you just always want to watch it. Alright, nothing bad happened yet. I go down. Yet is the keyword. Alright, books. Alright. A stack of literally treasures in an unlikely location. I think there's like a 25% chance somewhere around there for books to actually have a positive effect. For the vast majority, most of the times books suck. I am going to, because if it was later in the dungeon and I was confident, I would say, oh yeah, pick them up, but I am going to actually straight ignore these books. Alright, so I'm about to go into a room that I don't know about. I want to try and increase my scouting chance, so I'm going to light a torch to get me to at least over 75. So that gives me a +2 chance to scouting. Alright, cool. Alright, so down here is a blank room. On the path there, I'm going to fight a battle. There's a curio on that side. Let's peek our heads over here. We're not going to go all the way through, but I want to try to see if... Okay, cool. Curio. So, this guy right here. Iron Maiden. A rusty Iron Maiden stands in the wall, clasped shut. What's the worst that could happen if I possibly open this thing? So, medicinal herbs will actually cleanse this, allowing you to get a thorough search. And I got a shovel out of it and some gold. Kind of worth the investment for the medicinal herbs. If you check that, your guys can get claustrophobic. I don't think there's a positive one for checking that without cleaning it first. Alright, so I did that just to check out the curio, and now I'm gonna come in here and fight these guys. Alright, surprised! Alright, so Beast Bile, I can poison both these guys. So Bone Courier is another one of those guys.
Is the weapon that cuts on its own. Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken. Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive. A fortune waiting to be spent. If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption. Terrors may indeed stalk these shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. Begone, fiend! Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Precision and power. Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle. The slow death, unforeseen. unforgiving. A death by inches. Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage. Gathered close in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship. As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear. Curious is the trap-maker's art, his efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes. Another abomination cleansed from our lands. continue the onslaught. Destroy them all. As victories mount, so too will resistance. Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies. Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home. Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men. The shifted corridors and sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.